I honestly don't even know what time it is. I am home. I'm really not feeling that great. I did get my ear tubes put in.
This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright
I want to see if it's out.
Come on.
I said I was going to vlog once I got upstairs, but I laid down and I just totally crashed. So I figured I would kind of update you guys on medical because it's just, I haven't done that in a while. So people are starting to like ask me what's going on and stuff like that. So I'm kind of debating if I may just continue this into tomorrow, since I have a pretty big orthopedic surgeon tomorrow for something else, but that's probably what I'll end up doing. So as it relates to the ears, I have had ear problems since I was a baby. I've had about 7 sets of tubes put in from ages 3 to 11, and since then I've had tons of ear infections. I can no longer take the specific medication they give because it doesn't work. The last year or so we've been looking into why I'm having so many ear problems still, and then when we found out about my Chiari, we felt that maybe when I do the decompression surgery, it's okay. When I do the decompression surgery, that it will fix it. But because of my range of motion in my head and everything, he's not willing to do that. There's a lot of stuff going on with that itself. Nelly, it's okay. So I went back to my ear doctor. He's very, very good, and he felt that maybe it was the best decision to put another set of tubes in. We had to do this soon because I do have a date for my brain and neck and spine surgery. As of right now, it is April 26th, so a little bit over a week from my birthday. I'll be 25 when it happens. It's coming up pretty quick, and in order for them to do it and for me to clear to get surgery, I am not allowed to have any infections going on, especially near where my neck and everything is. So this was something that needed to be done. It was a little bit of a challenge last week because of the recently diagnosed POTS. They did not want me going under with my dipping, rising blood pressure, just because that can be a concern when you start a new medication and that kind of stuff. I am okay. The surgery lasted all of 15 minutes. They ended up putting in a different kind of tube, so I had a lot of scar tissue from all the other ones. They drained a lot of fluid out. They put in a tube that lasts 3 to 5 years rather than 3 to 6 months. I woke up in a lot of pain. They kept me there for about an hour just because of medical concerns. I wasn't intubated, but I had a tube just because of the issues in my neck and moving. So that was my ears. I am in a lot of pain. It's normal. There's not really much that can be done. I'm on pain medicine for it. They are draining normal right now, and I just have to keep aware of the signs and stuff that I could have an infection or something like that. So it's going to bleed a little bit. It's going to drain. My hearing is definitely a lot better though. It feels a lot better. Just a little painful, but I'll get through it. I'm used to it. So on to my orthopedic. I actually recently, last week, I had an appointment booked with a very well-known geneticist. I've seen one when I was at CHOP, aged out, and just never felt I needed to see another one. I was recommended through a few groups to see this doctor. She is actually retiring in June, unfortunately, but I mean, I can't really recommend her because she's no longer taking new patients, but she's absolutely amazing. Her team is amazing. I'm going to see another doctor that she's referring me to after these tests come back. So she found that I have Ehlers-Danlos, which we already knew, but it may be a little bit more severe, or it may have progressed. And I may actually have an issue as to why my one eye droops and lags. So I think I mentioned this in another video that you may have noticed. One of my eyes doesn't really follow as quickly. We actually found out that that can be connected to clipophile, which is the fusion in my neck, and we found out that there is a nerve that runs down your face into your neck. It can also be associated with the ear issues. So I have to see an ophthalmologist that she's referring me to, just because they know more about all of my conditions. Not that my ophthalmologist is not good, but we don't feel that Brown syndrome may be the best diagnosis for me anymore, because that's not really what's going on. So she recommended that. We did some labs to test all of my genes to see all of that stuff. That takes about 2 to 4 weeks, so it'll take a little while. My parents are being tested to see where all of these conditions came from. That takes a little while as well. I also was recommended to see a really well-known rehabilitation doctor for Ehlers-Danlos to get in a program to do stuff daily to make my body stronger, because Ehlers-Danlos does not have a cure or really a treatment. The goal is PT and to keep everything going and stronger even if we're exhausted. So I have that I have to do as well, but I will not be doing any of this today. This actually may not be 2 videos or 1 video. So yeah, I have that as well, and then they are trying to get me into a study because of the severity of my Ehlers-Danlos, and I am more than willing to do it, just because she has never seen someone, I don't want to say as severe, but to the extent. And I would love to help to get this diagnosed for more people and, you know, stuff like that. So I have to call them as well. They're just, I actually don't even know what they do. I have to ask for more information about that. So that is genetics, and she recommended IV hydration about 2 times a week due to the POTS and the blood pressure issues. So we're kind of at a rough end right now, because I love my cardiologist at Deborah, but they're not really sure what to do, because Deborah is kind of far from me, and then we're trying to figure it all out. So that is that part. We did know I had the dislocated shoulder when I was admitted in the hospital. We think that surgery may be the best route. I did have a brace, a custom brace, when I got the AFOs made. Because it's like a water suit, I end up dislocating putting my arm into it, and then dislocating when I take my arm out of it, and it's just very tight and form-fitting, and with all my rib issues going on right now, it's just not ideal. For someone normal, it may feel great because it does hug your arm in place, but it really limits my range of motion, and this is my writing hand and my main hand that I use. So I see an orthopedic doctor tomorrow for that. I will update you guys on that, because I really haven't done much medical. I'm trying to get everything in. Gastro-wise, that has been a serious struggle. We are looking into SIBO, S-I-B-O, which is a bacterial growth in the intestine. So basically my body does not know how to handle food, which can cause distension and pain, which was originally why I was in the ER before I got sick with the bronchitis and the flu. They did not diagnose this. This was from the gastro that I recently saw, who is excellent. It's been a little bit of a nightmare between the snow and her being absent and sick, getting a hold of people, but we're working it out. I had to do more labs just because one of my labs came back low, and that's a requirement to test for celiac. We do not think it's celiac, but it's, again, a requirement. I got those labs done on Friday. I had to do a few other samples that I'm not going to discuss, but So all of that stuff has to be taken back and tested, and yeah, so that stuff's going on. We aren't really sure at this moment what to do. We are going to try medication for SIBO and see if it helps. The only issue is insurance, because normally they will not approve it unless you're diagnosed with it. And testing for SIBO can be pretty grueling. It's really expensive and not many people do it, so it takes months to get in, unless there's like a cancellation, which is a hit or miss. So unfortunately with that kind of thing, it's been a little bit rough. We're looking into another nausea medicine, and if things don't get better, my only other few options are to be direct admitted into Penn so I can get these tests done. Really that, or hopefully get some other tests done to figure out what's going on. A GJ tube is now something that we are discussing. It wasn't ever a discussion, but it's not really going to be used as much for nutrition as it would for venting. And I know that seems a little bit drastic to some people, that I would do this for venting, but when the venting is so severe that I'm dislocating my ribs and stuff like that, it's bad. And I don't even want to, like, I don't want to say this, but I literally sometimes look like I'm carrying a child and I'm about to give birth because of how distended I am, and it is very, very painful, especially when it's just like air. There's nothing really in there and I can't get it out. So that's another thing that's in the mix right now. Trying to think of anything else that I missed. With my neck issues, we do have the dates. We ended up talking to a co-surgeon because we felt like that may be a good option for us. Great co-surgeon. He works with the Philadelphia Eagles. The issue now is we are finding there are many more complications in my specific case. So we are now having discussions on how to go about this, because there are a lot of risks and the pain after is tremendous. And my parents are very concerned, as am I, and we're kind of getting to that point where, do the pros outweigh the cons because it's getting worse, or do we wait it out? Like, there's a limit to what I can tolerate with medication and how long I would really like to be on pain medication and functioning, and what I'm willing to risk to hopefully have this work out for me. And that's not something we would know. It's just really taking a risk. So we have a conference on the 16th of April to talk about this stuff with the surgeon, the co-surgeon, my parents, myself, and we are going from there. So again, I do not have any details on that, but as I do, I will update you guys. I think that's everything that I've missed in the last 2 weeks with medical. I'm really sorry I have not hit on medical more. I just felt like maybe doing some fun videos would be a little bit better. So back to the medical, and I will try to add some fun videos in here. I'm trying to keep it a little more user-friendly. I am going to be doing some awareness videos, because ideally that's what this vlog was started for. So my vlog is kind of going all over the place, and I'm really sorry about that, but I am going to try to get it like back in line. So I really thank you guys for following me on my fight to freedom, and I'll see you guys later. That's a wrap.